Hello and welcome to Mark Your Hear Me Matthew, and we have another Skylanders Trap Team news update. This is number 14 and this is the Comic-Con news update. So some pretty good information coming on here. Really quite informative and has kind of led to the official unveiling of some specific individuals. We'll get to them in a little bit. I've been able to find like video clips of certain characters' gameplay which has been revealed, and been able to take their moves that I've seen and sort of going to be able to give my own sort of opinion of them. So, first person that we've seen with the gameplay, haven't seen gameplay of her before, is this person. Gearshift. Finally got Gearshift's gameplay, and she is really good. Really cool. She's got some really unique attacks. You know, that gear is a very unique weapon. You know, it just provides a lot of different attacks for her. So let's go through them. Obviously you have this sort of spinning gear, but what happens is it sort of goes around as if she's doing a hula hoop, or as I like to think, she's got an oversized belt, but it sort of spins around her. And as obviously one of the buttons that you push as the attacks, you get it and it spins quicker, but she sort of disappears. It's as if the gear goes too quick and it sort of makes it disappear. So that is really cool, and the gear sort of expands a little bit, and it's also a bit supercharged. It looked very static, as if there was electricity coming off it. She can also throw, like, when she's doing certain attacks, these gears sort of fall off her. It's as if she's falling apart. So she's throwing attacks at people, but all these things are coming off, and I'm just wondering what they might be. I mean, they could be nothing. It could just be, you know, bits falling off her, but they might be attacks like bombs or something like that. So that could be quite interesting to find out. And obviously, as you see in, I think it's this one, yeah, the gears actually split in half, and what she basically does is they sort of like go in front of her, and all these separate bits of gears just fly out of them. It's quite hard to explain, but they just literally fly out of the gears. So gears fly out of the gears, and then parts of the gears fly out of the gears, and they sort of attack. And it's quite a strong attack, to be honest. We don't actually know numbers, because the gameplay that we saw it was just, you know, gameplay. There was no, like, the little box at the bottom showing your health and all that. There was no attack damages and anything like that. But it's interesting to find out about that. Moving on to a next guy, quite interested on this gameplay as well. We've got Gusto. We finally got some artwork of him, which is a good sign for him being a Wave 1. Plus quite a bit of gameplay as well. So, I think the obvious thing is he throws his boomerang. I mean, he just throws it, it comes back to him. It's sort of like Dino Rang, but only with one boomerang, and it's made of this Traptanium. So that is quite interesting. You can also... Now, this is quite a funny one. As you see in the picture now, he's sort of... Well, he's not... Let's say he's not overweight, but he's a bit bulky. And basically, two of his attacks, because they lead on, is one of them he actually breathes. You're gonna find this funny. He breathes in. That is the attack. He breathes in, or more like he creates a sort of tornado to his mouth, and all the enemies sort of get attracted to him. And if they get too close, they'll actually get sucked inside him, and his belly will just go boomf, and he'll get a massive belly, like almost like a sumo. And when he's got that, his belly sort of bounces around. It's pretty funny, pretty hysterical, and that leads to the next attack, where he actually breathes out. So it's a bit of a breathing character, you know. It's pretty odd, but it does the thing. And I think the way you are able to unlock that breathing out thing is by breathing in an enemy. I can't remember what previous Skylanders have done that, where you need the enemy to be sucked up or taken out before you can use the attack. But it's pretty cool that that is there. So that, and that also damages enemies. And also he becomes a lightning ball, which is really it's sort of out there, you know. It doesn't seem that he would be able to do that, but then again, it's really cool that he could become a lightning ball. That is basically it. He's a lightning ball, and he just goes around flying around, hitting enemies, taking them out. Really cool. Electricity's flying everywhere. Looks amazing. So yeah, that is Gusto. And I also do have there's quite a really cool picture of his toy form. Really cool. He almost looks metallic there. That's really cool. I think. Yeah, there we go. And you've also got a screenshot there of him taking out some trolls, or what looks like trolls. There's a Chompy in the background as well. And that boomerang actually is upgradable. And it sort of just goes a bit more jagged on the edges. So rather than it being all smooth and rounded, it just goes jagged. So it sort of becomes a lightning bolt. So that is pretty cool. So very happy with that. Okay, so on to the next guy. And this guy is called Gulper. Now, this is actually going to be one of the villains. But he's pretty cool. He reminds me of the I can't think of her name, but that slug off Monsters Inc. That it reminds me of that. It's very much looks like that, but obviously this is a male. Now I've heard that people have said that this guy likes soda. Okay, yeah. I can sort of see that. His mouth sort of looks very as if he's just been drinking. He looks as if he's just a soda blob, really. He's got that crown on top of his head, which just, I think, okay. But he's really cool. He's a water element as well, so that's really cool. I came up with this description of him. Big blue slime mess with a crown. That's my description of him. So his attacks, actually, one of them is actually just chomps. He uses his mouth and he sort of chomps. So he'll just go forward and just go like nom 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 nom. So it's really cool. But the animation, right? It looks as if he's kissing the enemy. He like sort of goes mwah mwah, but they all die. You know, they just they're gone. Good night. And also he actually has a trident, which is not being shown here, but there will be a little screenshot of that, and basically it like throws the enemy, so he just sort of goes into them and throws them backwards over him, and to be honest, that is a deadly attack, for one reason only, because if you bring them to you and you've got there's no land behind you, so say there's a drop, seeing as most of Skylands you do have floating land and then the rest of it is just gone, it's a pretty deadly attack. Once you get them and throw them, they're gone. They have gone. I mean, they're not coming back. He also slides on the floor, so he just literally goes whoosh. It's like a zap move, where Zap sort of slides across the floor. It's not a long slide, but it is a little bit of a slide, and it leaves slime on the floor, which actually damages the enemies. It looks as if it possibly could slow them down. But it attacks them, to be honest. The slime is like a sort of defense barrier, and they come past and they just, they're gone. So really cool. So there's a screenshot of him with his trident. Almost looks, he's got like a bit of pink on the end of it. But he does look really cool. Really good character there. Liking him a lot. Okie dokie. Oh, and then there we go. There is that slide move, and you could see the slime is on the floor, going towards Buzzerbeak, as it would, or the what is Buzzerbeak? There's like tons of them. There's Buzzerbeak galore. Pretty cool though. Pretty good character. I cannot wait to get him in a trap and start, sliding everywhere and taking them out. Okay, so on to this guy. Yeah, you probably thinking it's only a sheep. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh no! This guy is called Sheep Creep. He's a life enemy, which can be trapped, and he's pretty cool. To be honest, he's pretty cool. You're probably thinking like, it's only a sheep. What's he gonna do? Bar? Yeah, he is gonna bar. Basically, where are we? Yes. So, we have... There we go. So, not only does this sheep just look like a sheep, but he's got these things on the side of him. And basically what these are is... they're Cork Guns. As you see in another screenshot, they're Cork Guns, which is pretty cool. There was like an old... Well, I say it's an old game where you have to like pull a thing back, and the air would go into it, and it just sort of fires the cork out, and it just gets fired. You know, you can fire it at targets, people if you want to. I mean, it's only a cork, so it probably wouldn't hurt that much. Although in Skylanders it would. You're gonna get a cork cut on your wrist. Ah, shocking. Shocking. So, because you have these, basically, he's almost like trigger happy. A lot of Skylanders I like to refer as the trigger happy gene, where they fire just like rapid fire. You could just hold the button down and they just keep firing. I know you have ones where you have to actually constantly go bang, 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 which is fair enough, but trigger happy is just very much the same with this enemy here. So, yeah, and also, just go through this, there's the corks being fired there at the chompies, which seem to have gone back to their regular state, looking at their models. I quite like the Swap Force ones. They looked a bit more HD. I mean, these one looks HD as well, but I like the Swap Force ones. Bring them back. But you can see those corks being fired there, even though they look a bit like sponges, but they're not. And also another one of his attacks is he just lets the things merge into him, so the cork guns just merge into him, and he then explodes, just firing out all these cotton buds everywhere, or just cotton wool balls. So he sort of explodes and lets some of his wool, just go into little balls and just fire everywhere, all over the place. So that is really cool. And then when that happens, the rest of the body actually just goes blur into a ball. So he sort of like hides away but explodes at the same time. So really, really cool. Now on to something else. This guy, we finally got a little bit of gameplay and some attacks for Funny Bone. We have no art of him yet, so I wouldn't say he would be a wave 1, but maybe wave 2. But anyway, the attacks we have seen, he basically throws a sort of neon green, like bony saw. That's what it looks like. It's got like a neon ring round it, but it just looks like a saw blade made of bones. You fire it, it just attacks the enemy. But he sort of spins round and does sort of tail whip. Which is another one of his attacks, actually. He just tail whips them. But it sort of like comes from his body, it looks like, as if he's like forming it as he's spinning round. So that is really pretty cool. And what's also really cool as well is that if you run after that so-called frisbee or disc, he'll actually grab it in his mouth and sort of slam it down on the enemies, so probably causing a bit more damage. So I'm guessing that might be an upgrade for him. But what I have noticed is that this guy is very dog-like. The way he walks, just the way he is, he's very much like a dog. Maybe that's what he is. I mean, he could be a dog. He looks like one. Bit of a devilish, undead dog, but, you know, he definitely does look really, really cool. So, yeah, that's that bit. So, on to just going back a little bit to the previous update. No, we haven't, sorry. We've got just a few more screenshots. Pain Yata was actually shown off a little bit. Same thing with the barfing candy and smashing of his stick. Showed off a bit more though, which is really cool to see him again. And we also saw Broccoli Guy. Of course, I really like this guy. I cannot wait. You can see that attack spinning round there. That actually hurts them as well. It was just like, and it just attacks them. So it's really, really cool to see a little bit more of an attack from Broccoli Guy there. So yes. So going back a little bit. Now I did mention about the Skylanders Trap Team Dark Edition in the last update, and I actually forgot to give a shout out to Dache Rankin, who was just giving me a bit of information on this. But also I want to give a shout out to Cougar Games for actually telling me that Game were selling or doing these. So the UK is apparently going to be limited to Game only. So unlike what America is saying, where it is, you know, everywhere, UK not so much. Europe I don't know yet, but I would say I think I know a few sites that might have it. So if they are on there and I get the information, I will be putting that up, so do not worry about that. So just wanted to give them guys a shout out. So yeah, and on to some pretty cool, interesting news, which sort of clarifies some of the leaked images. Yeah, here we go. So first things first, have a look at all this. So probably what you're noticing first is the amazing boxes, and I really like the plastic, as it looks very much like I'm trying to. Right, there was that sweet ring. You know, you got that ring that you put on your finger, and it's like a little sweet. That's what the thing reminds me of. Like you've got that crystal sort of look, feel to the packaging there. It's very much different to Swap Force as well. There's no twirly wheel or anything like that, obviously because it's not swapping. But you know, pretty interesting, and I think this might clarify that Blades could be a Wave 1, as well as Torch. Interesting, very interesting, and clarifies my theory as well that Tidal Wave will be in Wildfire and possibly Chopper, as well as the Adventure Pack. So finally we can announce that Blades is part of Skylands, yes! And that train, so I'm guessing the other things are as well. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm really liking the packaging. Looks really cool. Cannot wait to see it in hand. And I actually just noticed this now, is that there's little things on the corner of the boxes saying Trapmaster Series 4. I'm guessing they'll say Series 3. Chopper's doesn't have any. Chopper looks amazing, as always. Then you've got the trap there for Chaos, which is limited. So you want to be getting that. That is your priority. Get the Chaos one. So really cool, looks really cool, the packagings. But on to some characters which might actually provide a little bit more information. So, you're looking at all these and you're probably wondering at two things. Who is Blastermind and who is King Cut? I think they may have done a typing error on King Cut. I hope that is not his name. I hope it's still Crypt King. But who knows? But you'll notice that we've got Blastermind, a new trapper. A new trapper? It's a Trapmaster. A new Trapmaster, but it's from the magic element. So finally we get a magic one. So it looks as if she's got what looks like to me a wok with crystals coming out of it. Or like that actually could be her hair, like Traptanium hair or something like that. But I'm guessing what might happen is, because it's called Blastermind, is that her mind will blast you, so those crystals will probably blast everywhere. So she could be pretty cool. I'm just wondering if that is her hands going up there. They look almost like claws or have gloves on. Actually, what is also pretty cool is that if you look closely, her legs are hovering, and that purple cape is actually coming down and supporting her. So she's actually hovering on the base. Oh, that's really cool. Pretty cool there. Not the best image, I know, but you can definitely see, you know, who's here. You've got Wildfire and Gearshift there. This was found on a poster, like there was like a big poster, and it's got all the information. And secretly, in certain areas, there was just little boxes full of these little subtle things that very helpful, very helpful. So on to the next one, we've got quite a few here, and clarifies yet another one of the leaked images. We got Full Blast Jetvac, which actually I think looked different because, and also looked like that the picture I was showing you, where he's got all that red armor on. This guy's got red armor on, but the picture, I can't remember, the leaked picture, didn't have that on. So that's quite interesting, to be honest. I really like the look of Rocky Roll, but I have to say, that is what I wanted to see Doombug as Series 2 look like, where he's on top of his sort of electric ball. If they're still doing light core, which at the moment is pretty uncertain because there's no sort of knowledge of it, that's what I would like to see, you know, that thing lighting up and him being on top of it. But Rocky Roll looks really cool. I mean, I almost want to say Rocky Road and eat him. Just sprinkle some marshmallows on and he's ready. But it just looks really, really cool. And I'm wondering whether this could be a 2 for the price of 1, because that boulder almost looks as if you could control it as well. So, pretty cool. I like that mining hat on him as well. And also what we've got is a final name for Shroom Boom, who is now called Sure Shot Shroom Boom. And he's a Series 2, obviously. I like the little logos to show you like what Series 2, 3 and 4 are. You got Trigger Happy, Eruptor, and then Gill Grunt there for Series 4. So they all look tremendously cool. So, yeah, and I think lastly, or that is last, but it's just amazing to see all this information from Comic-Con. You know, the first year, and you get so much information, so much confirmation as well of different things that we have seen throughout the thing, but has not been officially mentioned or seen properly. But it just looks really cool. I mean, even Blastermind, it does blast your mind, really, to see all these different things. Fantastic. So, well, for now, guys, that has been quite a bit of news. I mean, we've got quite a lot of characters now. Still got quite a lot to come, though. I would like to see some old ones coming back. Hopefully they bring back some of the ones that didn't even come back in the second one. I'd possibly like to see a Dino Rang, but there's probably others there. Ghost Roaster in his ghost form would be pretty cool as well to see. But there we go, guys. So, you know, if you have enjoyed this news update, please make sure to hit that subscribe button below. You know, best way of keeping in contact with everything that comes on the channel, including all the Skylanders stuff. You can also comment down below what you think of some of these characters. You know, are you liking the look of some of these? Are you happy they've announced some of the leaked images? And also, you know, anything in general, you know, happy for a discussion to happen, you know, go for it. And also rate the video so I know you're enjoying the series, because it really does help me know that you really are appreciating these news updates, because I sure am loving doing these. It just brings such a community to this, and you know, you just think, wow, you all want to see this? Thank you. Just a big thank you. But for now, guys, I will leave you, you know, and enjoy all the news, you know. Hopefully some more will be coming out pretty soon. And that's it for now. So I will see you then. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.